This video series is powered by my favourite motorcycle battery provider, link in the description. It's time to get started on the Vespa. Check out the engine bay, it's looking a lot better than the last time you all saw it. Much tidier. The game today is to pull the carb. Let's put some gloves on. Don't get them on. The reason I'm pulling the carb is because the fuel system has had 10 years to evaporate. And it's left behind tar. You'll be like, where's the tar come from? Well, it actually comes from the fuel itself. It's a wax that's in our fuel. So what electrical connectors we've got? This one. There we go. We've got some pipes. I might just take these with me. Never actually taken a carb off of a Vespa before, so I'm just kind of like feeling around, trying to figure it out really. I don't want to wrap it. There we go, that's off. Very gently. Just keep wiggling it until something gives, isn't it? I'm just popping the wires out of these clips here. And then hopefully I'll be able to figure out where they're connected and then disconnect them. Looks like there's some tape on top of the sheath stopping me from moving the sheath up. Alright, that's much more like it. I feel a lot more comfortable actually removing the cables. You can see we're cable tied there, so I'll get some snips. Off the cable tie. Try to chase this black cable tie down here. There we go. And now the carb's looking a little freer. At least I've disconnected one, maybe there's two. Oh, there it is. Right, let's move the sheath and stop. And that's this electrical connector. I'm just going to remember that they go underneath this loom. Let's pop them out. So here's the carb off of the bike for the first time since it was new. And although everything looks okay, I think we're about to find it's pretty gummed up inside. So let's get the throttle cable off of it. And I'm just going to go and get a little spanner for this nut. There you go. It's a good fit. Come on, Wiggles. Right, let's take it over to the workbench. So everything looks fine externally. You can see the vacuum slider inside the carb there. Doesn't move. It's frozen solid. And that's not because of anything other than tar. So the fuel's evaporated and it's left behind. Well, it's not really tar, it's wax. When this moped came into workshop 2, I've already taken this cap off, so I know the state inside of here. And it was quite difficult to remove the membrane. So that's the cap removed. Where's the spring? Oh, hidden in the... I was like, where's the spring? I know it was in there. So you can see this diaphragm is covered in mould, and that's after a little clean. So what I had to do in workshop 2 was try and peel the diaphragm off. I think on Fowler's website, this diaphragm's 122 quid plus VAT. So you can imagine, I don't want anything to go wrong here. And getting the slider out is proving to be nigh on impossible. Oh, right. Talk too soon. I'm gonna rip that diaphragm out. So careful. What's happening is I'm just trying to pull the slider out, but the slider's decided it's gonna get stuck. And here's what I'm talking about. This tar-like substance which is inside the carb and stopping the carb from functioning properly. And that's actually wax. That's wax that's inside of your petrol. A lot of people mistaken this for evaporated ethanol, but you can see it's got a brown tinge to it. That's wax, not ethanol. I'll just pop the spring out. No, the needle, I've already cleaned the needle, but you can see it's picked up some tar, wax, whatever you want to call it. So what a shame. This assembly here again is 122 quid from Fowler's. If you can see inside the carb down there, there's more signs of that wax or tar from the petrol. So I just want to be careful when I take it apart. I want to retain as many of these little clips as possible. Don't actually think this plug belongs to me. I think it belongs to workshop 2. I must give that back. Not really. It smells like an old person's wardrobe. So if you've ever been near an old person's wardrobe, that is what this smells like. And this plungy thing here doesn't even move, look. I don't know what it does either. You put the throttle on and that's supposed to push this down. I can't remember what it is. It's I forget its name. Either way, that plunger's not working. It's solid. The joy. Well, let's pull this apart. Oh, you little bugger. Changing screwdriver for one with a much better fit. There's nothing worse than rounding off float bowl screws. That one's not going to come off without a fight. That one was a little bugger. Had to put a saw across it. I wasn't giving up. Bit too messy, I can't be putting that back on. One more to go. Ooh-wee. Well, they really put up a fight, an unnecessary fight. It wasn't necessary. Silly fuckers. All right, Anne. Got some green fluid coming out of it. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Crazy. Just like whatever this is part of the float pole, maybe? I don't know. Well, it's not just like... Oh, there it goes. More green fluid. Mmm. Maybe it's algae. It is, isn't it? Algae. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's full of algae. So before I worry too much about the algae that's inside the carb, I'm gonna just have a little look at the tar. I'm just curious what would break it down the fastest, so I'm gonna try some isopropyl alcohol and just see if that breaks it down quickly or not. Sure smells good. Yeah. Yeah, that works really well. Yeah, that's breaking it up beautifully. I'm not sure what it's like for rubber, but you know. So that's the main jet, it's an 82. And you can't see through it because it's blocked. So, algae, don't care about isopropyl alcohol. Okay, here's our algae carb. And what I brought with me is some mold and mildew remover. I know. And I'm just going to give it a good dose of this before I start pulling it apart and cleaning it in anger. Because that's going to be a big part of why this carburettor doesn't work. There's no point in me putting it in a parts washer, and it's algae, isn't it? You've got to get it out your system. And there's our jet covered in algae. Might as well go swimming in there. And then I'll rinse this all off tomorrow, and then I can actually start the cleaning process. But I'm not sure what the deal with algae and carbs is, so I'm worried that the chemicals that I've got to clean it won't affect the algae. The algae could grow back, I don't know, so that's why I'm using this spray. I think I'll take my algae infested gloves off now, do a bit of a tidy up, and we'll see what the results are like in the next video. Thank you for watching. This is one of the good float bowl screws, and if you're ever curious, you take a screw or a fixing off a motorcycle and you want to know what it is, I have one of these, and it's just a wonderful little measure and tells you what you want to know. So let's find out. Is it an M3? Nope. Is it an M4? Yes, it is an M4. And then all you have to do is drop it into the top, and it measures the length of the thread. Did you say it's a 14? So I got that my way. Yeah, so that's an M4 by 14. I'm just going to put myself on the internet or have a little dig around and see if I've got any. and that's how you find out what the replacement fixing would be for your motorcycle. But I'm going to treat it to 4 new ones.